Good evening. This is the Cuba production presents Keep It Real featuring the best of journalism every Sunday, 12:30 a.m. Channel 34. And you can also look up on YouTube, Cuba Productions. This segment here is going to be based on a discussion of the young generation and the black women who seems to be more caught up into baby mama syndrome than anybody else. So the topic that we're discussing will be about black women and their issues with the baby mama syndrome and how these things occur, or the origin on how these situations transpire and the options that the women take to solve their issue. One of the reasons why a lot of black women are caught up in the baby mama situation is because they're not looking at the bigger picture of life. They're just looking at the moment of the sensation. And they think that they will always stay young and attractive for the rest of their life when everyone reaches age. When the mother and father are both present in the house, it brings strong qualities and ethics and values to the children. When one of the parents are absent, it's like a double burden psychologically, emotionally, and socially, because they're not equipped with the right knowledge, the right information, and the right guidance from their parents in order to be prepared for the challenges that they face every day in the American society in New York City. One of the advices I share is that if they get education, if the parents strongly encourage the children that education and school is one of the most valuable lessons, the most valuable service you can do to yourself is to get education and knowledge so that you can use that in your future life when you become independent and go out and deal with your life on your own, pay your bills, work, etc. You don't always have to depend on your mother and father to take care of you when you could be independent and prepared for that at a younger age. A lot of them, instead of finding out their mate before they have intercourse, which is a possibility for a child to be conceived, the first thing a woman should check out is the background of the person she's getting involved with. Find out if his mother and father has a stable background, to find out if he has education and is he able to provide for you if a child transpires. They don't look at that specific matter in life because they just living for the moment. Then as you look around the city, and one of the things that I did for myself to eternalize this topic on this baby mama syndrome is I went to Human Resource Administration, I went to family court to have my own personal observation on the type of people who's in family court for child support and the type of ethnic people who's not in family court for child support. Then once I came to the conclusion of getting the facts on the people who was in family court for lack of child support, or what you would call bad beat dads, that became a trend. You see a lot of that today. If you go through the New York City housing projects, like St. Nicholas Projects in Harlem, Drew Hamilton, Polo Grounds, the Martin Luther King Towers, the Tabb Project, Lincoln Projects, Grand Houses, Manhattanville, just to name a few, you will see that most of the parents with children are single parents, young females, mostly blacks, according to the statistics. So you don't think that I'm personalizing this against a specific ethnic. I'm going by the New York City Census Bureau downtown at Center Street, where you go get the birth certificates and the ID. This is the building's New York City Department will give you this type of information if you're interested in getting the facts and the knowledge on these specific issues that surround our generation in New York City. Another thing is that the parents owe their children the guidance on how to go to school and respect the teacher and keep a full ear open and try to learn as much as you can from the teacher, because the teacher went to school, the teacher has a job for the Board of Education to teach a classroom in a specific school, whether it's elementary, junior high school, or high school. The teachers have the license and the credentials to teach. So that means that the children or the students should have enough respect and dignity to sit down, pay attention to the teacher, and try to learn as much as you can. Because if you don't, you'll be living on public assistance for the rest of your life or monthly income from the government because you are mentally incompetent of utilizing the resources in this city to go to school and work like any other normal citizen. And you notice that a lot of the women, when they make these children, they're not really with the biological fathers of these children. A lot of them are with the boyfriends. And if you look in the newspaper within the last 30 days, we had about 2 or 3 different incidents in New York, Brooklyn, Manhattan, and Bronx, with women who had boyfriends around their children, and the biological fathers of the children were not present in the household. And the children were physically abused. Some even lost their lives from trauma. And then everything falls on the woman. But she doesn't realize that it's no problem in trying to survive and make ends meet. But one of the goals that you learn in America is to make friends and to treat people the way you want to be treated and don't burn bridges. This way, when things get difficult in your life, you will have reliable allies that will maybe in a financial or some type of social or occupational position to help you financially or with employment or any other type of social service depending on your situation. But you only deal with that at the last minute. Most of the women that have these children by these young guys, the guys got a 2nd grade reading level. Most of them are not in school. A lot of them live with their parents. A lot of them walk the street with their pants hanging down, and there's women walking with her pants up. So that's dysfunctional because in our society, if anybody's supposed to show their rear end, it's supposed to be the woman. A man is not supposed to walk and show his underwear showing his butt, and this woman walking with her pants up on her butt. So who's the woman? Is he playing the woman role? Is she playing the man role? Or she don't know the position of a man? And maybe this is why a lot of them have numerous of babies and no father figure in the house. And these children are being raised in New York without a father figure. And these are the ones that you see involved with all kind of crime in the street and robbing to get a cell phone, or women go to bed with a dude to get a cell phone, or go to bed to get some Jordan sneakers. You know, they really think that this is the right way to survive. And then when you get a baby by a guy that don't want you, now you got to live with that. And that child has to be raised up with this emotional, social embarrassment because the mother made a bad choice. And some of them think that the world owed them something when you're the one that made the choice to get the results. So you can't really blame anybody but yourself. A lot of them see me on public access on TV every Sunday, 12:30 a.m. Channel 34, for approximately 15 years on public access TV, and been on YouTube 3 years. So people are very familiar with King Cuba. They know I'm Tupac's uncle, and they are familiar with me. So what I have come to the conclusion that is either the type of topics that I'm discussing on YouTube and on TV that offend certain people, and especially if I don't know you and I'm not dealing with you, Why would you get offended by certain topics that's being discussed, whether it's on my program, King Cuba Production, whether it's on Eyewitness News, 20, 60 Minutes, Nightline, or any other educational program? If you hear something that offends you, then maybe you should sit back and internalize your own embarrassment and find out why you're offended, when basically these are normal principles, ethics, and values that every human being needs to carry in New York City. So it's really no excuse other than the individuals that make them dumb, underhanded, so-called slick-ass options or more or less choices, and then when the shit backfire on the female, she mad at the whole world. But at the end of the day, the game played on you because you were going to carry the luggage, the children. And you're not going to find people today with a good heart that's going to come by and take care of you and the children that's not there. This is not those type of people around no more. So you really have to look at the bigger picture. Things are getting real serious and going into 2015. A lot of the MTA transportation, they get ready to raise it or rent or more or less the prices of the bus and train on March 2015, the train and bus fare is going to go up. Best of my memory, it would be $2.75 one way. So it's probably $5.50 two ways, if my math is correct. But I just want to say to the women out there that think you slick, want to get in the game, one of the advices I teach the young women, all you got to do is look at the older women that played the clubs, got high, hang out with all kind of hustlers in the street, jumping in and out of cars. These are the women that you may find with 2 or 3 children a day, and they single, and they really like washed up, according to the street word. Ain't nobody trying to get with a female with a bunch of kids, and you all fucked out, pardon my language. In other words, you done been all through the mill in the street life. So ain't no man that's really trying to get with a woman that's been in the street life with all kind of drug dealers, hustlers, cutthroats. You're really not going to get a man and other than those type of men in that lifestyle that you are accustomed of dealing with. You're not used to dealing with a man, wash dishes, clean toilets, sweep the floor, wash windows. They don't want men like that. So that's why most of the women that you see today single with babies and no man is the ones that got the drug dealers, the hustlers and the cutthroat slick guys in the street that scheme and connive to survive. So these are most of the men that they know. That's why if you see one today with 1 to 2 years later, they got another man the same way. Another drug dealer. I'm not knocking the hustle. I'm just saying don't expect no loyalty from a man in the street life that's going to be committed to no one woman. That's why most women today got babies by drug dealers, guys in the street life that hustle and stuff like that. They mostly have connection with these type of people that's dealt with materialistic. Guys with jewelry, earrings, got a nice fly car, nice clothes. They think that these guys is going to be honorable and loyal to them. So therefore, we have to look at the bigger picture. So this is King Cuba Production presents Keep It Real. We'll be back on the next segment.